be intentional about everything in life.
Hello viewers, this is Be Intentional with Chesca once again on your screen, and I cannot thank you all enough for the great support, the massive support you've given me all through these series we've been tackling. And oh, a special thank you to my fans out there who took pain and time to share the video, to click on the like buttons. Guess what? Last week's post gained more views than it's ever had since we started this course of being intentional, and that was because you chose to share the video, you chose to click on the like button, you chose to share with your friends, and I am very grateful for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you all so much. And then another special thank you to the men of God out there who are sharing their experiences with me and their lives experiences and whatever goes on as a pastor with me. Thank you for that privilege, because if it hadn't been you, I wouldn't have gained that much insight even to sit here and to share with other people. And so yes, I am very, very grateful. Well, still on a series of A Connection Beyond the Pulpit with a focus on honor. I'll quote Douglas Wilson, and this is what he said. He said, honor must start in the heart. However, it shouldn't end there. If it ends there, it isn't honor at all. And he goes on to say that it must be expressed through words, through actions, through gestures. And he goes on again to say that it must have feet and it must have hands. Simply put, honor must be shown. You cannot say you honor somebody just for it to remain in your heart. Something must be done. And so that is what we're going to talk about. What can we do? We have talked about what goes on in the lives of our shepherds, in the lives of our senior pastors, in the lives of the overseers of the church, in the lives of them that are watching over us, teaching us and guiding us. But today we're going to talk about what can we do? How can we honor them? What are some of the ways we can honor them? Some time ago, I'll tell you a story. Some time ago, I sent a text message to my pastor, and I didn't receive a response from him. Within a stipulated time, I know him to be responding to messages if everything is okay. And I kept wondering, why has he not responded this text? Because it was quite urgent. I needed an urgent response. And I kept wondering, what's wrong with his phone? I mean, that's all I could think about. That there must be something wrong with his phone, because I know him to be somebody who responds to messages as long as it's convenient, I'm sure. So I kept wondering, why? Not long after that, he responded. He actually gave me a call back. And then he said, oh, I was thinking about you actually when your message came through. And I was praying with you then. I was like, okay. I wasn't surprised he was praying for me, because I know he does. But there was something about that particular statement that was awesome. It melted my heart. I remember after I hung up, or we ended the call, all I kept saying was, wow. I don't know what about the statement he made that was so assuring that I kept saying, wow, because I know he's my pastor and I know he prays with me. He prays with everybody in the church. But for some reason, hearing him say that to me, or hearing him saying it on that particular day, I don't know why, but I remember the feeling I had, and I remember how I felt and how I went on saying to myself, wow, to those amazing words. And then I wondered, If my pastor knew, if your pastor knew that you, your family, and others were praying for him each day, can you imagine what an encouragement that would be for him? Wouldn't his heart be lifted to keep doing what he is doing? To keep going? Wouldn't his heart be lifted to know that he could actually share a concern, share a need with you, and you would take it to the Lord in prayer? I know you know that his heart would melt. He would keep going for the very fact, for the mere thought that you are bearing him up in prayer. And so that brings me to my series for today of what you can do. One of the ways you can honor your pastor is to pray him through. Pray with him. Pray for him. As simple as it may sound, you have no idea how good that would be for that pastor of yours. How much it will keep him going. I remember when I was growing up, I had a phrase, and it goes like, a mother's work is never done. And I remember the first time I heard that phrase, I thought, I'm probably never going to be a mother then, or I'm probably never going to be a good mom, because if a mother's work is never done, never completes, for God's sake, I need some rest, I need some break. So how am I going to be a good mother? But I tell you what, if there is anyone who works around the clock aside your mom, that would be your pastor. That is my pastor. And so the only thing you can do, one of the main things you can do for these men of God, is to pray them through. Pray for them. Pray with them. Lovely people, believe it or not, pastors are burning out at an alarming rate. It's not even funny. Pastors are going through a lot and they are burning out. Marriages are in crisis. Pastors' family lives are in crisis. Pastors are not being able to maybe take care of the home. You know, you hear these statements like, pastors' kids are bad children, and it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't just happen that they find themselves in that position, not because they didn't balance, not because they are irresponsible, but there is so much going on in the lives of pastors and their families, and they are so burning out. And it is so alarming. I believe that as Christians, we should feel deep agony over this fact, over this issue that our pastors are burning out, and sometimes we don't even know. Especially since most of the reasons why they are burning out, most of the reasons why they are growing weary, most of the reasons why they are not being able to function the way you expect them to function, or we expect them to function, is because of us. Either as a result of pressure we put on them, higher standards we place on them, pressure of demanding more from them, what they could have done and they are not doing, what a pastor is supposed to behave like, what the pastor's wife is supposed to dress like, what the pastor's wife's duties are supposed to be, how the pastor's children are supposed to behave. All these demands are so placed on them, and sometimes they make them feel that their labor is even in vain. And I tell you what, these are some of the things that are making our pastors burn out. It's very easy for us to say, oh, they are not doing their job properly, they are not doing this, they're supposed to do this, pastor should have known this, pastor should have acted this way, pastor should have done this, should have not. But hey, they are human beings who have normal lives like you and I do. Normal families like you and I do. However, there are so many standards, so much high standards that's been placed on them, and so many demands that's been placed on them. And guess what? They are burning out. Pastors are burning out. It's easier for us to criticize, but I tell you what, I'll talk about that in our videos to come. And then we would assess it and find out which one is working. So pray for your pastor. Pray with him. Pray him through every day. Because your pastor's life, my pastor's life, is in danger. Their lives are going through a lot of troubles. Their marriages are in crisis. And guess what? Unlike you and I, we can talk to anybody. We can see a counselor. We can speak to somebody to help out. But who does the pastor speak to? Who do they confide in? We can only take them to the Lord in prayer. And that is why it is important. By praying with your pastor, by praying him through, by praying for him, you are honoring that man of God God has placed over your life. Let's think about this again. On any given Sunday, on any given Sunday, people in your church, people in my church, we go like this. We want a pastor who will lead us effectively. However, we don't want a pastor who is going to tell us what to do. We want a pastor who uses creativity in planning, making the church service fun to suit our generation, to suit the changes that are going on in this world. However, we don't want him to make any massive change that affect us, because some of us are simply not comfortable with changes. We are so set in our ways that any change that comes scares us. And so the same pastor we expect to be creative in planning church services and activities is also expected not to implement any massive change, because some of us cannot deal well with changes. We want pastor to preach the Bible as an advice. We don't want him telling us to obey. We don't want him to preach it as a commandment for us to obey. You and I know that. That is how we behave on any given Sunday. On any given Sunday, we want a pastor who works well with children, works well with the youth, works well with university students, works well with high school students, works well with divorcees, works well with married couples, works well with singles, works well with the elderly. I mean, all this group and stages of life, we require a pastor who is capable of dealing with everybody on the level they are. That is what the demands that church places on pastors. We want a pastor who keeps an eye on church maintenance, making sure that money is not being misused. However, we want a pastor who develops high quality ministry programs, bring in the best preachers, the powerful preachers in the pulpit, so that we can feel we are being blessed. We can feel we are being taught. And then Bishop so and so, Archbishop so and so. We want our pastor to bring this prophet, this teacher, that into our pulpit to help us grow. However, we want him to keep an eye on church maintenance and the budget and work within budgets. It's not funny at all, lovely people. These are the demands pastors have to face. And so you've got to pray with them. You've got to pray them through. You've got to pray for them. Now let's talk about the previous week before the Sunday you went to church. This is what a pastor's previous week is like. Pastor attends a lengthy and stressful committee or leadership meeting. And if anybody out there is a church leader, you can bear witness with me that those meetings are so heated, and the word is heated. You have to actually sit in a leadership meeting and wonder, are we really Christians gathered here talking? Because at that point in time, the meetings can turn out to be so nasty and so heated. And guess what? After all this has been done, a conclusion has been arrived. They present the conclusion to church members, and we church members still have something to talk about the new project that is come up. We still have a query, we still have a question. Questions are okay, but we still have a problem. That's the thing. It's not that you have a contribution. We still have a problem with the new decision that the leadership meeting has arrived at. It can never be enough. That is what a previous week of a pastor looks like. In that week before Sunday, when the pastor comes into the pulpit, you would find some pastors, bless you, Bishop Moses Osusetre, if you're out there, God bless you. I don't know how this man does it, but I would use him as example. I've literally witnessed this man go for a meeting in the morning, from the meeting had a christening, and from the christening had a program, from the program had a funeral to attend, and after the funeral had a members party, big party to attend. And I literally saw this man with a suit, I mean, in his car, like hanging there, because he's got a whole day packed of activity. I don't know how he does it. And I always talk about this with my husband. This man is like some Superman or something, because who is able to fit in all these and able to attend every program and still have to prepare to be on Sunday to deliver, and I mean deliver solid word. And that is how the previous week of your pastor is. My week before a Sunday is quite cut out for me. It's quite simple for me. I know I wake up in the morning. I start work at 8 o'clock. I finish at 5 o'clock. I'm back home as a mother. I've got my family to take care of. And that's it. I know what time I want to go to bed. And I know what time I want to wake up. But these pastors' lives are never cut out. They go for meetings. They go hospital visits. Unknown, unforeseen circumstances. And they have to do all these in a week before they prepare as well as come to Sunday service. And if your pastor is like my pastor, he'll be calling every soul in the church, every single soul in the church who wasn't able to attend church service the previous week. And guess what? Some of us even can't be bothered to pick the call or return the call or drop a text message, say, oh, hi, Pastor, I missed your call, blah, 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 blah. You know, and for some of us, we don't even have an excuse why we didn't go to church. So there is no way we're going to be able to lie to Pastor, you know. So I might as well not pick the call. That is how your pastor's week looks like. And he keeps following, he keeps following, he keeps following. And then on Sunday, he still has to prepare, hoping you turn up to church. On any given Sunday, my pastor would stand out of church. I don't know how he does it, because he sits in front of everybody. But for some reason, I'm thinking this Sunday, I'm going to watch out to see how he does it. But for some reason, he's able to seep through the people right after the grace is said, after church service, to seep through everybody and get out. He's the first to be out there, and he positions himself there so much so that he doesn't have to miss any single person, any single soul. Hold your hand, say hello to you, and ask you, how are you? How was your week? How are you doing? What's happening with this aspect of your life? He might know of. How is your husband doing? How is your wife doing? How are the children doing? And he does this to every single member. How he does it, I have no idea. But all I know, there have been times I have personally tried sneaking, because he's talked to so many people. I am thinking, let me give him a break. I can always call him in the course of the week. But before I get in my car, the man will call out my name. He doesn't miss out anybody. And that is what our pastors do. Our pastors have us in mind. They have you in mind. Trust me, there is no pastor out there who is looking forward to the growth of his church or the growth of the members, their spiritual development, and doesn't care about them personally, on condition that he loves God and he loves the job, he loves the people God has entrusted to him, he's definitely going to do it wholeheartedly. He comes to church with you in mind. So how can we not honor them? How can we not honor them? Pray them through. Pray with them and pray for them. They need the strength to continue. Having said it all, do me a great favor this week. Send me a text, send me a comment, send me a voice message, send me a video, a post, something. This is a challenge I'm throwing to you out there. You keep hearing me talk about my pastor, a pastor like mine, a pastor like mine, a pastor like mine. He is unique. I don't know about you, but I believe if you've taken time to look at this video, to watch this video, to listen even 2 minutes into this video ever, you have a heart for your pastor. You want to appreciate him. Send me a video. Tell me what is special about your pastor. Tell me what is so unique. You think that it's very unique to your pastor. No other person does it, because for me, I've got loads and I keep sharing them with you. I haven't seen anybody doing that. He does it. And I think it's wow. I think it's awesome. I think he deserves to be honored. So share with me. Tell me which church you belong to. Tell me who is your pastor, who is your overseer, who are your leaders, and how unique are they? Just share with us and let us know what to do. Remember to pray for them. Remember to pray with them. And remember to pray them through. It's one of the best gifts you can give to your pastors. It's one of the best presents you can. Recruit as many people as you can to join forces together, to join hands together. They need the strength to pray for the pastor and his family, to cover them up in prayer. And that is one way you can honor your pastor. Encourage your church leaders. Encourage those you might not be a church leader. You might not, let's call it, have a voice in what goes on in the planning of the church. But you can approach a leader. You can do something. Tell somebody, encourage those leaders to take your pastor and his wife on a retreat, to take your pastor on a spiritual retreat, so that he can be renewed, so that he can be refreshed, to be able to come back and keep delivering what he's delivering and keep doing what he's doing. He needs that time off. May our prayers and those of many other churches, many other members of our churches, go a long way to express kindness, care, support, and our appreciation to our pastors. Let us keep our pastors and their families safe by praying with them, by praying for them, and by praying them through. Let us keep them joyful in what they are doing and productive for the many years to come. Let us keep them being productive. Let us be intentional in allowing Anna be to us as strong an obligation as necessity is to us. You eat food because it's necessary. You put on clothes because it's necessary. You have shelter over your head because it is necessary. And I pray that Anna will become a necessity to you. Anna will be a strong obligation as necessity is to you. And that brings me to my memory verse on 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 13. Verse 13, it says, regard them very highly in love because of their work. I found another verse in the Bible that blessed me so much. It's in Galatians chapter 6 verse 6. He says, the one who is taught the message, you and I, must share all his good things with the teacher. That's God's command. That's God's heartbeat. That's God's will. And then our favorite one I've been sharing all this while in First Timothy chapter 5 verse 17, which goes like, the elders who are good leaders should be considered worthy of an ample honorarium, especially those who work hard to teach you, those who work hard to preach to you. Let us be intentional. I love you all. Don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to click on the like button and let this message go out there. Let everybody hear about honoring that servant of God, honoring that man of God, Honor has to have feet. Honor has to have hands. Honor must be shown. It cannot live in the heart. It is not enough. So come on, be intentional and say a prayer for your pastor this week. It could be just 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes a week. It is worth sharing a prayer. God bless you all. Stay tuned and I'll be right back. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Be intentional.